way I'll usually do this is I'll make sure some of the data is correct, right? So in here, they say 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square foot, built in 53. Does that all seem about accurate? I'll go over to Zillow real quick. All right, so here's a couple pictures we got for sale. Looks like it's listed, but it's a 5-bath, 2-bed, 1,700. So I'm just kind of comparing apples to apples. Makes it a lot easier if it's seen. Now here's the deal. Have you negotiated this yet?
No.
One of the things I always do when I'm comping, just so I can show you what I do, obviously you go to comparables. I always like to try to take it, you know, depending upon how rural we are. This doesn't seem to be too rural. I stay within about a half a mile. I don't try to go too far out. This is right in about, you know, 20% each side. And then this is a year out. I'm going to scrunch that down. I'll just go here. So here are the most relevant comps within the last, call it 6 months. I'm immediately going to try to stay within the neighborhood. I don't like jumping over the street, and the first comp they make me look at is over that street. So I'll take it into account. $128, you know, 1,500 square foot, 3.2. So I don't know if that's a real comp. Do we have the age? Yeah, so it may not be a real comp. Newer home, sold for 123. I want to see what number 3 is. Number 3 is 124, built in 52. This is much more of a real comp. Potentially could be even a model match, right? You know, 3-bedroom versus 4/5. This is much more the real comp, right? So I'm going to start taking pictures. Interesting property, nice, new. So I would say this is not a full-blown beautiful rehab, but definitely remodeled, right? For this number. So that sold at what was it?
124.
124, and that's the ARV, right? Like I would pretty much already say, okay, there's my ARV. You know, what's number 4? This sold for a lot higher. Why would that sell for a lot higher? Smaller square foot, built in 55. Maybe this is ending up to be my ARV. I mean, definitely much nicer. This is a full tilt ARV.
Oh, yeah.
So that other one would be like a whole tail is what I would consider that. This is a full-blown remodel, right?
Right.
And then the thing I'm looking at here is, this was number 4. Come on, buddy. Oh, it's built in 55, right? Ours is built in 53. Absolutely. So here's our remodel number. This is like a whole tail. This is like a full-blown remodel.
Now, the only difference there is you might be looking at Sylvania schools and Ottawa Hills schools.
Well, right. So this is coming back down to like understanding what your market is. This is why like I didn't really want to jump over this. So 3 and 4 are right in the same, they'll be in the same district. I'll also go to 9. Is that 9? My blind ass.
Yeah, that's 9.
148, right? 1,600. This is a 2-bed, 1-bath, built in 50, right? For 148. Right. So you got, I mean, listen, it's nice-ish, you know, kind of a whole tail, clean, nice, nothing over the top here, just clean and nice, you know. I bet that's still for mica counters, right? So nice, clean, you know, medium grade rehab, great little rental rehab, right? Sure. So now you can start to play with square footage, but really what I'm looking at is like, there's definitely sales happening, right? Yep. And then I would go over to here and say, this is, you know, already on the market for 159. It's nice. It's, you know, nothing over the top. It is on the street versus the others that weren't. The backyard's a little messy. I think they're probably pretty high priced for what it is at the moment. Right. And so here it is right here, 150. You have an active at 140. You have an active at 116. So let's check this out. Where's the 140? 42 saves, 96 views. So I'm looking at popularity of the area. That's what I want to try to gauge. Wow, 42 people like this enough to save it. Okay, and this isn't exactly amazing either. right? And so where was the conversation you had with the seller?
So I had the conversation with him. He's extremely motivated to sell. He wants out of there as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he seems like he's got some wiggle room. I'm not too sure how much. He wouldn't give me a minimum,
Yeah.
but he is
Well,
highly motivated.
what I would really encourage you to do, try to get more pictures, right? You got to start to work on the rehab of this home, right? Like it's just dated. So though it's nice, but like dated, the colors are dated. No one really wants this. I'm gonna have to go in, absolutely have to repaint. Um, we're gonna have to paint the beams. I'm likely gonna have to move the walls. I got to really clean up that backyard. And then I got some stuff to do on the exterior. And so what I'd ask you is, when was the last time you did the roof? When was the last time you did the furnace? When was the last time, you've done any of the big dollar amounts? And I got to do some yard work, right? And so right away, I would tell you, I probably got to be at, I would start using a number, right? So if you want to resell, so I'll also go to Zillow just for solds. Zillow is becoming better for sure. Holy hell. So I gotta redo that in terms of how long it's focusing on, but
Yeah,
and then you're back in here with comps. So you have all these comps. Not a lot of them are really high, but you definitely can use this on the comp side and say you have comps selling for, this is incredibly high. So a lot of times I try to remove the top of the top. However, it's really well done. So you can make an argument that, price per square foot sold for 126. So
okay.
nothing else sold for 126, not even close,
Nope.
right? So where could you maybe remove the top comp and figure out what else can you do? There's no cash sales. That's unfortunate because I usually use cash sales as a way to really make a good comp. I think this is your best comp in the sense of like where the house is, viably sellable, right? Like this is
Sure.
the same. You would do a lot of updating here. It's nice, it's fine, it's livable, good little rental. It's roughly built in the same time, almost same square footage, right? And you can tell it has those beams and vaulted ceilings. So you
Yep.
can already tell this is probably very close to a model match of sorts, right? Maybe it's
Correct.
reversed. Maybe the square footage is a little different because of it. But I would say this is where the number would sell if you just clean the house out. You'd probably sell it around 125.
Okay.
Okay. Rehab 195, you can make that argument. You potentially could even, where was 9, right? So if you want to go 195, I would say make the argument to go 85, 82% of that. 159 plus probably, what would you say, $20 a square to remodel that home?
To rehab? Yeah, depending if there's nothing major. He said the roof was pretty new. There's 2 furnaces in the home. He said one is new and one's in very good condition, which
So right
is
away, the
nice.
irony
So
is, right, 195 times 82% brought you down to 159 minus 35 brings you to 124. That's where your rehab flipper would buy it. Then you subtract your 10 grand, 20 grand of wholesale fee, so minus 10 G's, and your offer comes in around 114.
okay.
That's you making 10, that's the rehabber putting in 35 grand, that's them trying to resell it at 195.
Okay.
And the market's hot, right? And then so I go in here, I go back to Zillow and I say, what's for sale? Crickets, right? Like literally your home and a home over here that is 500 square foot smaller.
Right.
Crickets. Not even on the other side you have anything.
No, that is
Look at that. I mean, look how far
that's
out
a
I've gone. Now I'm way out
that's
here.
a very hot area. One of the hottest in Toledo.
Yep. So I would be aggressive. I'd go 82%, of ARV of 195 minus the rehab, give or take 35 grand because you're figuring $20 a square, 1,700 square feet, and then try to make 10 on it. You're at about $114 to make 10 grand. That all makes sense to you?
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.